AITA for taking my wife's side in an argument and telling my mom to get the heck out. I 27 am East Asian, have been married to my wife 27F South Asian since 2017. We have a 3-year-old daughter and a 6-month-old son. So my wife can cook. She can do basic stuff obviously, but she hates it. It's like a mix of fear and clumsiness, and honestly, up until we got married I didn't cook either. Obviously this was a problem. We eventually came to a solution. I do the cooking and she washes all the dishes before and after. I am fine with it, she's fine with it, and we've been functioning well. My parents and my in-laws came over the other day for dinner and everyone was having a great time. That was until my meal complimented my cooking skills. My mom was a bit taken aback for some reason and asked me if I cooked again. I informed her that I usually cook and she just got even moodier. I brushed it off, but then when my in-laws left, I caught my mother scolding my wife. About what? Well, apparently she should be the one cooking, not me. You know why? Because she's the wife, the woman, and I am the husband, the man. My wife stood up for herself and said that we both came to an agreement and we didn't need her input on how we made our food. I involved myself at this point and told my mom that she was being very unreasonable. My mother said that she didn't get me married to become a slave to my wife and that she was just looking out for me. I told her to get the heck out and she left the house crying. I don't see why this is such a big deal. I don't think I am the buttface either, but my mom says I am. My dad is on her side just because she is his wife, but he says that I wasn't wrong for defending my wife just for swearing at my mom. My wife is over it and wants to apologize just so we can move on, but I don't think we should, considering we didn't do anything wrong. My friends told me to get some judgment from here, so here I am. Reddit, am I the owl in this situation? Note: yes, we got married early. No, I don't care if you guys have a problem with that. Edit: okay, so my friend told me that Reddit isn't used to early marriages, so he told me to make a small note. I am not judging, apparently most people from my home country get married in their 30s. Anyways, haven't seen a single comment being judgmental, so I don't know what he was going on about. Thanks for the reassurance, guys. Edit: also, I forgot to mention I am Canadian. Wife's Canadian and we live in, yup, you guessed it, Canada. NTA, nice job defending your wife. Do not apologize. It makes your mother think she is right. She isn't. Agreed. NTA, you have your own arrangements with your wife and it works perfectly. Your mom has no business getting involved in how you guys decide to do things. NTA, she didn't get me married to become a slave to my wife. Your mom seems to be overlooking the fact that this is not her marriage. Whatever criteria she might have had for your future spouse are irrelevant if you are happy. Then she needs to butt out. At most, she can express her concerns once if she thinks you are in danger, but having to make your own dinner does not qualify. NTA, especially since she was given a chance to back down. Read your note: you were 23-24 when you got married, so you were adults. I don't see any comments criticizing you. NTA, men, not at all. Major respect from my side. You did such a good thing by defending your wife and simultaneously rejecting the traditional gender roles of the Asian community. I am South Asian Indian as well. Well done, dude. There is no need to apologize to your family for saying the correct thing and getting your mom out at that situation where her sexist remarks, especially being a slave to the wife, was clearly hurting your marriage. We see so many people on here who come from various cultures, but live in the West, who don't know how to stand up to parents who are still mired in outdated traditions of marriage from their home countries. So it is great to see a couple who have managed to overcome that to do what makes themselves happy. OP is definitely NTA for standing up to his mother and hopefully will inspire others to find the courage to do the same. NTA, INFO though, I am confused. Is getting married at 23-24 early? Is this a cultural thing I am unfamiliar with? That seems super normal. Definitely NTA, marriage is a partnership. You and your wife get to decide how your partnership works. Kudos for defending your wife and your choices as a couple. Definitely this. In some marriages the father stays home with household child rearing and mother goes out to work. It is exactly a partnership, the rules of which no one else needs know or put their opinion into. NTA So your mother thinks that the wife is a slave, since she believes that whoever does the cooking is a slave to the other person. Good for you for standing up for your wife, and also standing up for the fact that your marriage is an agreement between you and your wife, not something for others to control. You said your wife wants to apologize so you can all move on. I don't think your wife has anything to apologize for. It sounds like she responded to mom calmly and reasonably. You joined the conversation to defend your wife. You and your mom both escalated, and it ended with you telling your mom to get the heck out. If you want to preserve your relationship with your mom, I think you could say something like, I am sorry I lost my temper and cursed at you. I want us to have a good relationship, and in order for that to happen I need you to respect that I am an adult and my wife and I are going to run our household in the way that works for us. I don't criticize the way you and dad do things, and I can't have you criticizing my wife or the way she and I do things. I am happy with the way things are, and that should be enough for you. If she pushes back with I am just looking out for you, you can tell her. You appreciate her concern but it isn't necessary because you're happy and everything is fine. I did also add that including that you understand that it is a different dynamic than her and dad but she needs to respect how their home is and if she cannot then she is not welcome. NTA, when you get married your wife is the most important woman in your life. NTA, let us flip this around. She is not only saying your wife should be the cook, she is saying you can be a good cook. Why would she want to limit her son's skills and talents? If your wife is insistent on apologizing, apologize for swearing at mom, but absolutely not for standing up for your wife. In my experience people who hold on to similar traditional views don't do this kind of math. It just is because I said so because it came to be this way it's the best but you and I suffer but it's the right thing to do. NTA you didn't marry to become a slave to your wife, but you also were not raised to be a slave to your mother's opinions. Could rise to the ESH, depending on how you told off your mother, but the what of that message needed to be communicated. If you and your wife are both comfortable with the arrangement, that is what matters. NTA, do not apologize. If the older Asian women in my family are anything to go by, apologizing to them will only further embolden them to cross more boundaries in the future. As someone whose dad does all the cooking my mom can cook but my dad does way more often because he loves it. I have seen so much sexism get thrown at him. Every time he cooks something for any type of function or dinner it is always wow your wife's meatballs are amazing, oh my goodness send my compliments to the wife, etc etc etc. Sometimes he tells them he cooked whatever it was and he has had people straight up not believe him or laugh at him for not letting his wife do her job. Cooking is not easy, and it is not any one person's job just by virtue of gender. You were respectful and did nothing wrong. NTA, you and your wife found a way that works for you both and it is none of your mother's business. Your mother should apologize, not you. NTA, I am about your mom's age and I am Chinese American and I am very proud my son can cook. In fact, he is probably better at it than I am since he loves to try things and I find it a chore. Your mom's thinking is so old-fashioned it's ridiculous. You don't need to feel bad for standing up for your wife but you should maybe talk to your mom. Sorry for upsetting you but I can't have you bad-mouthing my wife. We're very happy together and we have a system that we like and if you care about our happiness you will stop trying to interfere. Best of luck, OP. NTA, your system is fair and I applaud both of you for being a young couple who recognized an issue and resolved it responsibly. Stand your ground or your mom will think she can get away with murder. NTA, for your edit I know people that got married earlier than that so to me it's not too early. Also for the basis of your post, you found a solution that worked out for both of you. Just because she doesn't cook doesn't mean she is a terrible wife. Plus maybe she does things that a lot of people speculate a man does like mowing the yard, fixing cars, who knows. Not every marriage is going to have stereotypical obligations. Like if I were to get married I'd probably mow the grass, grill, and do other cleaning such as dusting or other upkeep stuff. That's just my opinion and your mother needs to respect your overall foundation of your household on how it runs. NTA, but as a young man that had a rocky relationship with his own mother and wish it had not been, it is still okay to apologize for cursing at her, while still making it clear that you are in no way sorry for standing up for your wife. That allows you to set boundaries. Repair this rift with your mother. Your dad sounds like a wise dude. NTA, I have a similar situation where my mill gets angry anytime my boyfriend does any kind of housework because I am the woman. It BS and extremely annoying because we have a system that works for us just like you guys have a system that works for you. I wish someone would stand up for me like that. Solid job. Keep doing what works for you guys. NTA, neither of you owe your mom an apology. She owes you and your wife one for being disrespectful to both of you and in your own home. NTA, it really is not your mother's business and this works for you. You do cook, but she washes the dishes. That sounds perfectly fair and reasonable, in my opinion. NTA, your mom was passive-aggressive throughout what should have been a nice happy family dinner, all because of how she thinks you're enabling your wife to skew set eroded gender roles your mother's grown up with. It was downright disrespectful of her to ambush your wife in your and her house and she got told off for it. Did she get you married? Did she try to find you a slave instead? NTA, as much as it would not hurt for your wife to get a little more comfortable in the kitchen in case you're unavailable to cook for whatever reason, a couple should figure out a system which works for them, not a system that works for societal and parental expectations. And good on you for standing up for your wife. I know it's probably a cultural thing, but your mom does need to understand that every household does it differently. It's really cool that you guys were able to come to an agreement that works for both of you. Maybe just chat to your mom and say you appreciate her trying to look out for you, but she went about it the wrong way. Things are different now and you're more than happy with how your household is run. NTA, you seem like the ideal husband, to be honest. I am South Asian, so I know our community has the same standards as your mom, so I am a bit surprised her parents did not say anything. Her parents are very against gender roles. Her dad used to cook all the time and we actually got the one cooks the other cleans up after idea from him. My mom is also being really odd as she only has a problem when I cook and not my dad or older brother. I think that's also part of why I got so annoyed. NTA, great job sticking up for your wife. Don't swear at your mom though. NTA, you did well. I would stop indulging your parents in discussion on this. You said what you said and you meant it, and they can decide to move forward with you or stay stuck on this incident by themselves. NTA, your mother's mindset is very harmful to women everywhere. Whoever is better at cooking and enjoys it should be the one who does it. Your gender is not relevant. NTA, you already came to an agreement, and that sounds reasonable. Personally, when I was with my ex we had the same agreement. We both worked full-time, and I am not about the 1950s life. However, he couldn't cook, so I cooked and he cleaned up all the dishes. We split things evenly and it worked for us. Most definitely NTA, it is the 21st century, people. Men can cook too, lol. Do not apologize, by the way. It will only spur your mother on and she will think she was in the right and the treatment towards your wife will get worse. Do not believe me, Arundelval has plenty of stories like yours. How is it that a man cooking is a slave, but a woman cooking is doing her duty? I really do not understand. NTA, you and your wife do not owe your mother an apology. She does not make the rules in your home. She does not have the right to scold your wife. NTA, I would apologize for swearing at her but not for standing up for your wife, and be clear in your apology that your cooking routine is not up for discussion or debate and the only thing you are sorry for is the language that you used. Your mom needs to learn how to have conversations with you as an adult, not as a child she can scold and tell what to do. NTA, if you want to you could consider apologizing for swearing at her, if you feel like you need to. NTA, the only people who matter in your marriage are you and your wife. If we all are happy with arrangement, who the heck cares what anyone else thinks? I have been married 22 years, am the husband and cook 90+ of the time. I am better at it and actually like cooking. I sometimes even do the dishes. Shocked Pikachu face. NTA, you did not get married for you to be a slave to your wife and your wife did not get married to be a slave to you.